Welcome to Embracing Love. We'll begin tonight with a meditation. So we can close our eyes, start to settle into our seats. We can feel our feet on the ground, feel our hips in the chair, feel our shoulders above our hips, feel our heads over our shoulders. Start with a deep cleansing inhale, breathing in. And then as you exhale, start to let go of the day, start to slow down, unwind, unplug from the crazy pace of life. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in deeply, feeling the chest expand. And then exhale, slowing down, unwinding, plugging in. Now let's bring our attention to our feet, to our toes. Imagine a warm, soothing, relaxing feeling starting in our feet. Start by wiggling the toes, feeling each individual toe, waking up the extremities. And then allow the toes to be absolutely still, relaxed. And imagine this relaxation spreading up into the feet, balls of the feet, the arches of the feet, the heels, the tops of the feet. Allow the feet to be completely still and relaxed. And imagine the soothing relaxation moving up into the ankles, front of the ankles, the sides of the ankles, back, the Achilles tendon. Allowing the ankles to be completely relaxed. Then let's imagine this relaxation making its way up into the lower legs, the calf muscles, shin bones, the inner leg, the outer leg. Might feel good to clench those lower leg muscles for a moment and then allow them to relax fully. Feeling that soothing relaxation, comfort the entire lower legs. And feel this relaxation moving up into the knees now, relaxing the knees, sides of the knees, the crease at the back of the knees, the kneecaps, allowing the entire knees to relax. As this soothing feeling moves up into the upper legs now, quadricep muscles on top, the hamstrings on the bottom, the big femur bone in between, inner thighs and the outer thighs. Might feel good to flex those big upper leg muscles for a moment and then allow them to completely relax. Feeling the legs completely soothed and relaxed. And then let's visualize this warm relaxation spreading into the hips, bottom of the hips, the sides of the hips, the crease of the hips, the pelvic bone, allowing everything to relax completely. Now we feel this relaxation moving into the abdomen, the lower back, lumbar spine, sides, the front of the abdomen, the intestines inside, the kidneys, the liver. It might feel good to squeeze those abdominal muscles for a moment and allow them to fully relax. and the entire midsection to feel calm and soothed and relaxed, allowing any tension in the gut to unwind. And let's feel this relaxation spreading into the lower ribs, sides of the ribs, the back of the ribs, sternum, the lungs, the stomach, the heart, all the internal organs. Feel them relax as well. Feeling this relaxation spreading up into the chest, the big pectoral muscles, collarbones, shoulder blades, sides of the shoulders. I feel good to roll the shoulders up to the ears and down and back, allowing them to relax completely. And then we can imagine this relaxation making its way down into the arms now, upper arms, the biceps, the triceps, the bone in between, the inner arm, the outer arm. If you'd like, you can contract those big upper arm muscles and allow them to fully relax. Feeling this relaxation spread down into the elbows now, sides of the elbows, the crease at the front, the bony point at the back, allowing elbows to relax completely. As we feel this soothing relaxation spreading into the lower arms now, all those forearm muscles, bones in between, inner arm, the outer arm. If you'd like, you can squeeze those lower arm muscles, allow them to completely relax. And imagine this relaxation in the wrists now, the back of the wrist, the sides of the wrist, the inner wrist. Allowing the wrist to completely relax. Next, allowing the hands to relax, the back of the hands, the palm of the hands, the thumbs, the knuckles, fingers. If you'd like, you can wiggle the fingers, feeling each individual finger, and allowing them to be still, relax completely. And let's bring our attention up to the neck. Imagine that soothing relaxation spreading up from the chest into the neck, the throat, the sides of the neck, the back of the neck. If there's any pain or tension in the neck, visualize the muscles unwinding, the tension easing, pain subsiding. And next, we can allow this relaxation in the jaw. Might feel good to wiggle the jaw back and forth, release any tension. Allowing the jaw to relax fully, allowing the tongue to relax, the teeth, the lips, the nose, the cheeks, eyes, eyelids, the eyebrows, forehead. If you'd like, you can scrunch up the face tight for a moment and then allow it to fully relax. Allowing this calm, soothing, and relaxation to spread into the sides of the head, the ears, back of the head. And finally, feeling this relaxation spreading up over the curve of the skull to the very crown of the skull, tip of the head. Take another of those deep cleansing inhales, breathing in fully. Now as we exhale, imagine a wave of relaxation washing down the entire body, washing away the day, washing away the worries, washing away the hurry. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in fully, feeling the torso expand with air. And then as we exhale, feel a relaxation washing away all stress, all fears, all tension, all wash away down through your legs, through your feet, out of your body and into the ground. Do that one final time. Inhaling, breathing in the nourishing, cleansing air. And then exhale. Letting all stress, all tension, all negativity just wash down out of your body, through your legs, into the earth. As we sit here for a few moments in this full body awareness, it might feel good to count your inhales, breathing in, counting to 5. Exhale, counting to 5 as you exhale. Breathe. If you'd like, you can add a visualization to count to 5, breathing in, imagine breath or energy moving up the spine to the tip of the skull. As you exhale, counting to 5, feel the breath, feel the energy washing back down the spine to the base of the spine. As any thoughts arise, allow them to just wash away with the exhale, wash down the head, down through the spine, down through your body and into the earth. Any distractions, any sensations that arise, allow them to wash down your body with the exhale into the earth. When you're feeling ready, you can start to deepen your inhales, starting to bring our awareness back into this shared space. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and join us. So how's everyone doing today?
Better now.
Me too.
Yeah, that was nice. I needed that.
Me too. All right. Tonight, I thought we could talk a little bit about the idea of healing our core emotional wounds. And we've talked about this a little bit in the past, and it's definitely an important topic. We all have core wounds. We all have emotional wounds from our childhood, from family, from friends, from our fellow students, or from emotional or romantic relationships. So we all have wounds, and they are important to heal them. But I think it can easily, this idea of healing our core wounds, it's talked about frequently, and there's lots of memes about it, talked about in lots of spiritual circles and other circles. And I think it can become one of those things that we need to do before we can be happy. It can go on the list of all the things we need to do before we can finally be whole, finally be happy, and finally be complete. And especially if we feel like we have a lot of wounds, if we feel like we've been hurt a lot in life, that idea of healing everything can seem maybe overwhelming, seem like just a whole lot of stuff we need to do before we can finally be happy, be complete. And so this can happen with lots of ideas on the spiritual path. They become, our egos turn them into this thing we need to obtain, this thing we need to do, this thing we need to finish before we can finally be happy, before we can finally be complete. And that same thing can happen with this idea of healing our core wounds. We might get stuck in the idea that, oh, until I heal these wounds, I'm not going to be happy. Until I heal these wounds, I'm not going to be worthy of love. Until I heal these wounds, I'm not going to be able to be complete. And that can be a very unhealthy way to think about it. It can be just another way that our ego turns against us and prevents us, another way we can trick ourselves into keeping ourselves from being happy, from being complete. And so another way to think about it, another way to think about these wounds that we need to heal, is that each of these wounds, all of these core wounds, at the heart of these wounds is a place or a situation where we didn't receive enough love. We didn't receive all the love that we either want or need. And often in some relationship with some other person, whether it was a parent or family member or friend or fellow students. And so instead of trying to heal the wounds, we can just think about it in terms of, where do we need more love? Which specific parts of myself needs more love? And then instead of trying to heal the wound, which that whole healing the wounds thing, it implies there's this process we go through, and then we're healed, and then it's okay, and then we move on. But if we think about it just in terms of what parts of us need to be loved, then love is something we just continually do. There's not an end point. There's not a goal. There's not anything we're trying to fix within ourselves. There's not anything we're trying to make ourselves more whole. We're just loving ourselves. We're just identifying some specific parts of ourselves that need more love. And so there are many ways to go about identifying which of those specific parts of us need more love. Working with a therapist, like a traditional psychotherapist, can be very helpful. All those modalities, a lot of them revolve around that idea of identifying our core emotional wounds. And then lots of them have different approaches to go about healing those wounds. And those can all be beneficial and healthy. And definitely, if you have a therapist, definitely do what they say, and work with a therapist. But on top of that, in addition to that, we can take the insights we gain from a therapist and use that to identify the parts of ourselves that just need more love. And we can just focus on giving those parts of ourselves more love, and have the idea that when we just start giving ourselves more love, then we can start feeling happier. We don't have to wait till we're healed before we can feel more happier. We can just start loving ourselves and start feeling happier, start feeling better, start feeling more complete as soon as we start loving those parts of ourselves that need more love. And so one personal example that I'll share that I've kind of been figuring out about myself is a need for just more physical affection. I think in my growing up, my parents were pretty great in a lot of respects. I mean, I'm very blessed, very fortunate to have the parents that I did. And in many ways, they were very supportive and very loving. And in ways, I always felt loved. They're always there for me, gave me attention. But my family was just never physically affectionate. I don't know. I think maybe that's the way my parents were raised also. Maybe their families weren't very physically affectionate. So we just never hugged each other. We never cuddled on the couch as a family or anything. And so I think I just kind of developed this need, this want for just physical affection that came out in a lot of my romantic relationships. And so for me, once I've kind of identified this part of me, my inner child that just wants more physical affection, wants more love. So sometimes I just kind of recently put this all together, figured this all out. So I've been, as part of my morning practice, I spend some time imagining little Matt, 7 years old or something, and just imagine giving him a big hug, holding him in my arms and squeezing him tight, making him feel love, and giving him all the cuddles and snuggles that he wants. So just spending some time giving that part of myself more love. And like we've talked about with other things, over time, when we spend that time imagining something or telling ourselves something, it starts to reprogram the subconscious. And so over time, I guess my experiment that I'm conducting right now is, over time, maybe that part of me won't feel so starved for physical attention. And so that's just a physical, or just a personal example for me. It's going to be different for all of us. And I think in my case, like I said, I'm pretty lucky. The number of wounds I have is pretty small. I mean, I've heard horror stories from other people with when there's lots of wounds and lots of pain, and it's all complicated. If you heard the idea of complex trauma, the wounds just kind of play on top of each other and amplify each other. So it can be a lot more involved, a lot more complicated, and it can be a big tangled mess down there in our subconscious. But the idea still holds, is that there are specific aspects of us that need more love. And this idea is it's a way to give kind of more targeted love to the specific aspects of our wounded psyche, in order to start making ourselves feel more happy, more loved right now, without waiting for the healing process to complete. And so let's do a little inner child healing visualization right now. So let's close our eyes once more, settle in to our seats, settle into our bodies, feel our feet connecting us to the earth, our hips above our feet, shoulders above our hips, head above the shoulders. So take another of those deep cleansing inhales, breathing in fully, feeling that purifying air fill our lungs. And exhale, relax, let go, settle in. So now to work ourselves up into this inner child healing, let's begin by first imagining that we're holding in our arms some innocent little being, maybe an innocent little child, a tiny little helpless infant. If you have your own children, maybe imagine your child when they were a tiny little helpless infant in your arms, or maybe your pets when they were a tiny little kitten or puppy. Just just imagine this helpless little innocent being in your arms. And then imagine that they're cold and hungry and scared and shivering. You can feel them shivering in your arms. And now imagine the love you would want them to feel. Imagine how tightly you would squeeze them, the soothing things you would say to them, the love that you would pour into them. Allow yourself to feel that love, how much love you want to share with this pure, innocent little being that's scared and lonely and cold. And just take a few moments and allow yourself to feel that. Feel that love that you want to share with this helpless being that deserves love, that deserves to be safe, deserves to be held. Now, when you're feeling that love that you want to give to this being, now imagine instead of that other being in your arms, imagine it's a younger version of you. If you have some ideas about specific wounds you want to give love to, maybe you have a specific age of yourself that you want to comfort, that's great. If you have no idea, just pick yourself at whatever age pops to mind. Or maybe even imagine sometime in your childhood that was really painful for you. Sometime you were really hurt, wounded, betrayed. Sometimes someone didn't love you enough. Maybe you have a situation in mind. You can see yourself there, your innocent little child self being hurt, being wounded, being denied love. Now imagine you're hugging that younger version of yourself, this wounded child that is you, that was you, that is you still, the wounded inner child that's still inside you. Imagine now you're hugging them in your arms. You're saying soothing words to them. You're saying the words they need to hear to feel loved. You're hugging them, making them feel loved, feel compassion. So now let's sit here for a few minutes. It helps to include the breath. Maybe you can imagine as you're inhaling, you're filling up on that love that you feel for the innocent child or being or puppy that's outside of yourself, that's easier to feel love for. So as you're breathing in, breathe in that love that may be easier to feel. And as you're exhaling, imagine you're giving that love to your younger self, your wounded inner child. Inhaling, breathing in love. And exhale, sharing that love with our wounded inner child, younger self. Maybe you want to put your hands on your heart if that helps. Maybe give yourself a squeeze, give yourself a hug while we sit here for a few moments, breathing in love. Somewhere deep inside all of us, there's a wounded little child that just needs more love. When you're ready, start to take some deeper inhales. Starting to bring our attention back into this shared space. You're ready, you can open your eyes and rejoin us. Great. Before we jump into discussion, I just want to say that meditation was inspired by Jen. She's been coming to my in-person meditations since the very first one I had in May. And I've greatly appreciated her support. And she started offering her own Zoom meditations on Tuesdays at 4:30 Pacific time and Saturdays noontime at noon Pacific time. So if you can't get enough of this self-love meditation, you can join her as well on Tuesdays and Saturdays.
That's awesome. Congrats, Jen.
Thank you. Yeah, I just was hearing such a need amongst my friends in other Zoom meetings for this same stuff. And I was like, well, I think I can do that. And I talked so highly of it. Some of my girlfriends were like, yeah, let's do this. So it's been going really good. And yeah, thanks for the plug there, Matt. Yeah, love it. We can't get enough love, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Can you send out a link, Matt, or somehow share that link with us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can actually put the Zoom information in the chat.
Oh,
Yeah, super easy. I'll do that real quick.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Is that the easiest way to do it?
That's how I shoot it out. I text a bunch of people with it. I can email the link too. I probably could just figure out how to copy and paste it too. I'm sure I've shared. I'm not exactly the most technically challenged, or I am technically challenged. I'm very challenged. I'm not very savvy. Yeah.
Matt, say hi to my mom.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Good. I just came and redressed her foot.
Oh, great.
Well, what happened?
Oh, I had my Achilles tendon repaired.
Oh,
Oh, we were setting up prayers for you the other day. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
hope you
Over the holidays, we sent you some love during the meditation on your day of the surgery.
That was helpful.
that sounds painful.
It is.
I hope you recover real quick.
Thank you. Today's 3 weeks post-op. Do you have an email list that you send out like Matt does?
I could. Here, I've got pen and paper. If you even want to just put your email in the chat, I can totally do that. And yeah, thank you for mentioning that, Matt. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Got to spread the love.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's never enough love.
Exactly. Yeah. Perfect.
That's my email.
Awesome. Yeah, I will make sure to do that.
There's mine.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies. All right. I like that strawberry joy. That's cute.
Oh, yeah. Strawberry is my favorite food. Do you guys want to see a picture of my boo-boo? I can't like turn the computer that way, but I can show you a picture on my phone.
I've
But I
had
don't
5 surgeries. I'm good. I can see
I'm like,
things.
Maybe the light is wrong. Let me turn it.
That's why the kids don't want to change the dressing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's tough. Oh, painful.
Now you can see it. And then I have some laparoscopic in my calf muscle because they threaded up laparoscopically into the calf muscle and embed it up there.
Wow.
Oh man, how long for recovery?
Like 12 weeks.
12 weeks.
I asked one of my friends at work, he plays tennis. I'm like, how long was your Achilles tendon repair? He's like, well, I could jump again pretty good after about 2 years. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I was like, 12 weeks seems kind of short. Like I had 2 complete like rebuilt knees in 1 year on crutches for the whole year. I was like
Oh my God.
thinking, hopefully it's 12 weeks.
Well, the bones are the worst because they like drilled into my heel bone and put like a screw in my heel. And then I'm only 41 and I have arthritic growths. And so they took off an arthritic growth from my heel. And so how do I have that much?
It's like metal and you live in the really cold weather.
That hurts. In the cold.
Yeah, but it's not like I let my feet get cold. I mean, you just learn to dress appropriately. Like you don't wear tennis shoes in the winter around here. You wear boots and stuff. Like
That's true.
it's
10 years in
cold.
Montana, and the joke was I needed golf shoes because I'm not graceful on ice.
Matter of fact, I have really nice ice cleats that, like the old school galoshes that you strap on top of like dress shoes. Like these are cleats that you strap on top of your shoes because like my school, they don't like care about the teachers' parking lots. So I'm like,
That's not good.
yeah, you just have to like find the right equipment. So
Ah, well, take good care of yourself.
Definitely.
I try. I think I do take good care of myself. That's why I don't know why my body's so decrepit already.
Some
Imagine
of us
if I drank or smoked.
Yeah. Well, sending lots of love for
Thank you.
healing.
How's everyone else doing health wise? Why'd you have your knees repaired?
Oh, I played basketball, softball, volleyball last year and just kind of ruined them. So I had 5 surgeries over a few
Oh my
years.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We're good now. We've got all the hardware out. I don't have to worry about the shooting fitting into the bone anymore when it's cold. And now I'm like not cold. So, win-win.
So you live in Florida?
Yeah, now.
Nice.
Are you near the ocean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
20 minutes.
Cool.
That's it.
So cool. Love it.
Thank you.
A warm weather ocean envy.
It's I like it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I bet.
What big city are you close to?
I'm near Tampa.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Cool. So are there any questions or comments on that idea about loving our wounds versus trying to heal them?
I mean, I want my wound to heal too, but
Right.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a really good
What did you say, Courtney?
I just said I think it's a really, really great concept. And that's I kind of have said for a long time, like you can't make decisions like if you're going through any type of trauma, or you shouldn't make life decisions if you're going through trauma. And then I've kind of had to switch that a little bit into something closer to what we're talking about here with like the last few years, because I mean, I had to go through a lot of, and then I think everybody experienced some trauma during COVID, and then got some stuff going on again now. So it's like, okay, like you've got to be able to make decisions at some point.
Right.
So it's
You
not
just
to say
wave that.
it's like, so it's the same kind of thing, you've got to be happy where you are. And
yes.
do it no matter what.
Yeah. Like even my 11-year-old today, he got home from school and he's like, I wish it was summer break. I'm like, oh, that's so sad. Like an 11-year-old is saying that.
In January. Yeah.
Yeah.
Counting down the month, like, okay, how much longer do I have to sit here? Oh, brutal.
Yeah, I think it's like enjoy the journey. Life's a journey, not a destination.
Right. Yeah.
So like, I think that relates to that love thing you're talking about.
For sure.
Yeah. It just seems like there's so many, especially in spirituality paths and all the memes, it's like there's all these things we need to do. Like we need to like cleanse my chakras, purify my ancestral DNA, heal my wounds, and, raise my vibration. There's like all these things that we need to do. It can seem, it's easy for us to think, well, I haven't yet cleansed my chakras, so therefore I have to suffer.
Right.
Yeah, we have to strike a balance of being a work in progress and being happy where we are at the same time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And it is like working with a therapist. It's interesting how those layers of the onion just keep like peeling back. Like you'll discover one thing and be like, oh, that's awesome. Okay. So that's one step closer to like learning how to love myself a little bit better. But what's so interesting is many times as we've done that inner child thing, and that's one of my favorite ones, because I love that one so much. And a couple of my girlfriends have said it's the best. So I try to like make sure I'm doing that for them. And it, like in the beginning, it was really quite a breakthrough, but then it felt like, okay, I'm kind of doing the same mantra over and over, but this time it switched and it was something new and different. And I found myself telling myself, you are wanted. And I was like, oh, did I feel unwanted as a little girl? And I kind of did. That's a new one for me.
Right.
Like it. Another baby breakthrough. Yeah, I needed that. Thank you.
My pleasure.
I saw a good meme and I didn't copy it down, but it said, learn to love yourself as much as you want to have someone else love you. That kind of sounds like what you were just saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, I'm going to put that in the chat. Yeah, I felt like I was kind of like the middle child. I was first bit at 2 days old by my older brother.
Welcome to the family.
Yeah, my mom was nursing me, and like all of a sudden I just let out this horrific scream and she didn't even know why. And she looks down and David's on the couch next to me and there's like this bright red circle of little teeth marks on my arm.
My brother used to bite me and make me bleed too, and my parents did nothing.
That's not good. Oh my goodness.
Sibling love.
Yeah.
Sibling rivalry is brutal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's legit.
Yeah, and you never think about how like certain things impact them. Like I have a younger brother, but he is like now like 6'2" and like 250. Like so for a few years I had him, right? But not for very long. And then you find out over time, like he keeps opening up things to me as we're adults and much, much closer. And he's like how things that happened to me impacted him like traumatically. Like you don't think about that really. You think about like how you interact with each other, but then just things that he has seen or heard or watched that happened to me, they've got, I mean, he's a wreck from it. So that's like another thing that
Yeah.
think about, or I didn't at least. He's beginning to share more with, but yeah, the sibling stuff, guys, that's it. It's interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm glad you mentioned that. That just softened my heart a little bit more for my big ass little brother. He's huge. And yeah, he can always physically just do whatever he wanted.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have a little
He put me in a
brother.
room that I didn't want to be in. That's it.
Yeah.
I have a little brother that's much bigger than me too.
Sweet. I just am lucky he's sweeter than I am. I mean, I'm better as I'm older, but just in general, because I literally did give it to him. And then as he got bigger, he didn't turn around and give it back. So I'm just glad for that. Yeah.
Happy day. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So props to him.
Have you guys ever heard anything about like root chakras being connected to like your birth stories?
Yes.
And so the whole talk about sibling rivalry has me thinking about like birth stories right now. It's because I went to a 7-week whatever chakra class at our local Y, and like each week they talked about a different chakra the whole time. So it was really interesting. And I'm like, I had no idea about the birth story, but like that makes a lot of sense. And so then I started writing down my daughter's birth story, and she's like, I don't even want to read this, Mom. It was a traumatic experience. I'm like, this is why I never wrote it down. She's like, this is why my life is how it is. I'm like, well, sorry.
Welcome for at least letting you know, right? Like,
Right?
have a place to start from.
Later, you know, for the
Like,
holidays.
Should I just leave that story or should I like finish it? I don't know.
Finish it, tuck it away. You never know when it'll come in handy.
Exactly. And when an age might change,
Birthday, you know. I'm just
you might be more appreciative or understand it in a different way, you know?
Yeah, like how do I put a positive spin on it? I can't.
Well, someday when she's on a therapist couch, that might come in handy.
Right?
exactly.
I take her once a week, so I may as well just write it and hand it to her and on the way into her next appointment.
Oh man. Yeah, I was having some issues with my sacral chakra and started to do some more research on that. And I found out that some of it is connected to ancestral healing. And I've been focusing a lot on that. And then I was like, oh, okay. I kind of get that. But so the root chakra being and birth story being connected makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
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 Well, maybe that would help heal me to write her birth story, just because, like,
Hey.
you know, like the medical trauma, like, I don't know if you guys ever watched like Grey's Anatomy, like where there's these doctors like screaming. Like, but I should write it down.
Yeah, well, it sounds like, yeah, don't worry about her trauma, just focus on yours.
Exactly.
How it'll be helpful for you. Yeah.
Yeah. She was face
that.
presentation, like they're supposed to come out like head first, but like the back of the head, and she came out like face first. So it was a very, very painful back labor. And so for first labor to have back labor was like even harder. So, and then I got an epidural, but the anesthesiologist didn't place it right. So the epidural didn't work.
Oh,
And
no.
like, I kind of wanted to go all natural, but you can't have a hospital birth and not get an epidural because then they pump you full of all these drugs to speed everything along. So then you're in this like super intense pain. So like as easy as my daughter, or as difficult as my daughter's birth was, my son was like 3 pushes. I'm like, what? He's out, and it was super easy. So I had like both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with this cat here. That's
Right.
bye.
Right? Goldfish. Easy.
He's 17.
Oh
Your cat is 17?
Yes.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Quite a life.
I'm just angry that he doesn't drive me around, y'all. So like that's okay.
I'm such a good cat. My cat's like sitting right there, but if I pick her up, she'll be mad at me and run away.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say the phrase, but I have to go co-host a meeting right now. I'm a few minutes late for. So thank you, Matt. And I will send out that link for Saturday and for Tuesday. You guys know what I want to say, but I'm not gonna. So
You're gonna leave the meeting.
until next time.
We jump off. Is that safe? Jump off the meeting?
Same thing.
I think that's different enough.
Okay.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you so much. And yeah, we'll see all your gorgeous faces soon.
Bye. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Matt.
Bye. Yeah. So we started a little bit late. We can do one more meditation, or we can end it now. What do you guys want to do?
Oh, let's do one more.
Okay, great. So let's close our eyes, settle into our seats. Let's take a deep, full inhale, breathing in, and exhale, letting go of all that talk of trauma and pain, suffering. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling, breathing in deeply. And the ribs expand. And exhale. And go settling into the body. So now for this meditation, this is a new technique. We're going to take 7 sips of air as we breathe in on the inhale. And with each sip, imagine light coming up with each sip, it comes up to one higher chakra of the body. So the first sip, light or energy comes up to the root chakra, and the second sip comes up to the sacral chakra, the third up to the navel, and so on, all the way up to crown chakra above the head. So with each sip of air, we're bringing the light or bringing energy up to another chakra within the body. And then hold it for just a moment at the top. Hold the inhale at the top, and then on the exhale, imagine a shower of light raining down on the entire body, sparkling down on the body. So we're going to be taking 7 quick, short inhales, 7 sips of breath, filling up each chakra with light and energy, then holding it for a moment, then exhale, just imagining a shower of light washing down our entire bodies. So we'll do it a couple times together just to get the rhythm. We can start by exhaling together, clear all the air out of the lungs. Then inhale again, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold it for a moment. Exhale, see that shower of light raining down on the body, showering the body with light, healing, love. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Exhale, showering down over the entire body. Do it one more time together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold and exhale. Allow the light to shower down the body. So let's continue that on our own for a few moments. When you're ready, you can allow your breathing to return to normal. You take a few deeper inhales. Starting to bring our awareness back into this shared space. Ready, you can open our eyes and rejoin us. So how was that technique?
I liked that one a lot. I've not done that. I really like
Yeah.
that.
That was cool. Like the thinking of whatever, the sipping like air. I like that. Like it's another way to control breathing. I think it's cool.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I learned that as part of this. I think in one of those emails I mentioned, there's been a week and a half of collective meditations here in Humboldt. So I learned that at one of those collective meditations. I really like that. So
Yeah.
Go ahead. I don't care. Go.
He,
Darius.
he freaks out every time I do any type of breathing technique that has any quicker breath, like any like breath of fire or anything like that. He thinks that there's something wrong, like that
Oh,
I'm
really?
panicking. And so he'll turn around. I can feel him like turn around and like when I exit, like okay. But every time, and he did it with that one too. I thought it was kind
Sweet.
of fun. Comforting.
All right. Well, I think that's good. Looks like Maria had to jump off.
There you go. You can say that one.
All right. Yeah. Well, it was great to see you.
Good to see you. You have a good weekend.
You too. Enjoy that warm weather.
I am going to for sure. All righty. I'll see you later. Thank you.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.